Many traders are familiar with the concept of the loss trap, but what gets talked about far less is the mirror image on the entry side. In this video, we give it a name, the entry trap, and we dive in detail. This is Bill Scheid from Applied Finance Research, and let's jump in. So let's start off with a review of the loss trap. So the loss trap is the fear of selling low, expressed as an inability to exit. A position moves against you, and the rules say take a small loss. But taking the small loss emotionally feels bad, so you hold on. Then the small loss becomes a medium loss, and the medium loss becomes a large loss. The barrier to exiting continues to rise as price continues to drop. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to exit, and eventually that small loss becomes a catastrophic loss. Now let's take a look at the entry trap. The entry trap is the fear of buying high expressed as an inability to enter. Your system has moved you to cash, and while you are out, the market climbs. The system signals to get back in, but the price has climbed off the bottom, so it feels like buying high. So then you hesitate and you wait for a pullback, but the market goes up again, and now entry feels even worse because you're sure that as soon as you enter, the position will sell off. The barrier to entry rises as price rises, and the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to enter. So essentially, the entry trap is the loss trap in reverse. And both the loss trap and the entry trap come from the same root, and that is fear. In both cases, you're no longer managing the trade, you're now managing your feelings about the trade. With the loss trap, the rule says get out, the feeling says hold on, and the cost compounds the longer you disobey the rule. In a similar fashion, with the entry trap, the rule says get in, the feeling says wait, and the cost compounds the longer you disobey the rule. So why is the entry trap so difficult, emotionally speaking, to get over? Well, Dr. Ken Long has described getting out near the bottom and watching the market climb without you as one of the most psychologically brutal experiences in all of trading. The reason is you have the regret of having sold, you have the frustration of the gain you're not capturing while the market goes up, and you also have the fear that if you get in now, you'll be the one who bought the top right before it turned over. Every single one of those feelings keeps pushing you to keep doing nothing. And doing nothing is itself a decision, and most importantly, it's one your system did not make for you. So how do we get out of the entry trap? Well, rules exist precisely to override emotional decision making. The entry signal is not a suggestion that you weigh against how the entry feels. It's the output of a process that you tested through the entire research and development cycle of your system, and you trusted it in a calm moment before you were ever in an emotional moment. So the entry signal is essentially the calm version of you handing instructions to the anxious version of you. Following the rule is how you escape both traps. The direction is opposite, but the discipline is identical. When the system says in, you get in. When the system says out, you get out. Not because it feels right, but because that's exactly the whole point of having a system in the first place. This is Bill Scheid from Applied Finance Research. Thank you very much for watching, and happy investing.